Quite recently, the NAVI team has done the impossible from the point of view of most analysts, has won the first ever CS2 major. Undoubtedly, the team made history, but there is only one nuance. Where is Alexander Kostelev? Ah yes, he is on the bench, and recently his 1-month lease in Team Falcons has humbly ended. I wonder how the best CSGO player will spend his leisure time. I don't think he will board, as his media savvy as opposed to his skill is still at an all-time high. He commented on the majors on the streams with Evelon. For example, when NAVI fought with Team Spirit, the master of headshots, if you believe his words, for life associated with NAVI, openly trolled his team. Just look at it.
Oh boy, come on.
Do you hear those intonations? Well, it's just daddy watching the attempts of unintelligent children. There's greatness in every sound. It seems like he's about to take his WA and show everyone how to play. But Team Falcons, who rented Alexander for a lot of money, didn't get much help from his skills. And today we will try to put a behavioral assessment of Alexander S1mple Kostelev, the best player in the history of CS. Fry your enemies with top skins. Enter the code from the screen on the site GGDROP and get plus 11% to deposit and free spin. I am not aiming to hate the legend and thus hurt someone's feelings. This is just an attempt to objectively assess the actions of the idol and try to see his future prospects. Subscribe to the channel, put your inimitable like, and let's dive together into the ocean of conceit and turn on the dime. The state is me. The authorship of the phrase is attributed to the 16-year-old King Louis XIII of France, who allegedly uttered it on April 13, 1655 in the Paris Parlement. Apparently, royal ambitions turned out to be inherent not only in young Louis. It seems that Alexander Kostelev seriously thought that NAVI was him, and he had to be dissuaded by the person who did a lot for Alexander's becoming a successful cyber sportsman, the team's coach Andrei Blade Gorodensky. Let's remember the first CS2 tournament in Sydney, where Alexander Kostelev didn't come. There was no big public scandal then, but you don't have to be an exceptionally wise man to realize that tension between the coach and the player could not help but arise. As a result, s1mple was replaced in the main squad by Wonderful, who at one time did not even allow the thought of having a chance to join the legendary team. s1mple did not take CS2, obviously could not find the strength to retrain and start his way again. As a result, he missed half a year and seriously, if not to say hopelessly, lagged behind those of his competitors who from day one selflessly mastered the new meta in CS2. Sasha was right in some ways. The game really came out raw and there are a lot of bugs in it to this day, but s1mple, as an honorable veteran, cannot help but know that the transition from CS 1.6 to CSGO was the same situation. Somewhere I heard a story that when there were mass jailing and shootings in the USSR, the head of the writers' union came to Stalin and began to complain that there were only untalented people left. Then Joseph Vissarionovich said to him, "I have no other writers. Work with these." Valve could have told s1mple the same thing. There is no other CS for you. Play this one. I can't judge for what reason, but Alexander didn't stop at hating CS2. He decided to become a professional fan, and he decided to cheer against his own team, in the success of which he didn't believe at all. All of this was happening on another stream at Evelon's place when NAVI was playing against Cloud9. s1mple even suggested the team get out of the game. However, NAVI continued to move inexorably forward on the tournament grid of the major, and when their successes could not be ignored, Alexander Kostelev remembered what team he was in and began to desperately stomp for their own. He even graced the fans with a personal appearance in the arena. s1mple appeared on stage during a break between semi-final matches. The crowd erupted in applause when he stepped up to the microphone. Media rules and the legend still grabs the attention. "Feeling a little nervous, long time no see friends," said s1mple. He should not be nervous because Alexander is out of the main NAVI squad, but he is still listed in the organization and receives money. CEO NAVI, it's a big pre-big boss. Eugene Hari Spilton. Zolotarev said that the Ukrainian player has a valid contract with the club for 2 years, and his future in the team will depend, including on the results of the major. And of course, Alexander Kostelev couldn't help but feel that the closer NAVI gets to the finals without him, the less he resembles King Louis and the dimmer his prospects in the organization. Natus Vincere are already leading 1-0. Can they finish and win? The host asked. Yes, the s1mple is very comfortable for NAVI right now, and I don't know why G2 decided to pick Anubis. I believe it will be a sheer 2.0 for NAVI. Alexander answered the question. However, Akela again slightly missed. NAVI gave G2 the next map, Nuke, Smoke and defeated their opponents on the third map Enchant. The final score of the semifinal was 2.1. Will we still be able to see you play on stage after a while? Inquired the host. I don't know, replied s1mple, laughing. Thank you. Do you want to say something to your fans in this scene? Love you, Alexander summarized. No word yet on s1mple's intentions. Did he simply miss the competitive atmosphere? Or is this a hint of his long-awaited return to professional CS2? S1mple has not made any official statements yet, but the sudden appearance of the star has certainly revitalized speculation among fans and analysts. And when NAVI rolled FaZe in the final, the rhetoric of PRO player Alexander Kostelev changed radically. Here's how he commented on the NAVI team's win at the historic CS2 Major. Technically, I'm a CS2 Major champion. It's nice to be a reserve. In all seriousness, I am very proud of this lineup. Many doubted them, but once again, they proved what they are capable of. Not only the team, but the whole organization, said Kostelev. You bet victory has 100 fathers, but defeat is always an orphan, popular wisdom says. S1mple defeated FaZe Clan in the PGL Major Copenhagen 2024 Final 2-1 and earned 500k. The team didn't need s1mple's help at the tournament. What is in store for Alexander Kostelev in the future? Is a renaissance possible for his career on the PRO stage? It seems to me that we are unlikely to see the former s1mple, but thanks to his media, Alexander will make us talk about him many times. It makes me want to ask, what about the Falcons? Whether Alexander will return to cybersports is difficult to predict for sure, as few people were able to determine that NAVI would take the majors. But I dare to share my theory that the tournament of their life, S1mple pulled out at the expense of team play, when everyone thinks not about his statistics, but about the result of the team as a whole. And in this case, you can take the major even with red statistics for individual players. This system could build Blade, undoubtedly one of the best coaches in the history of CS, and whether Alexander Kostelev, with his character and ambitions, will be able to fit into it remains a big question. Hopes that you liked the video and you did not forget to appreciate it with your likes, as well as subscribe to the channel to not miss many more interesting stories from the world of cybersport. GLHF to all KC fans, and see you soon in new videos.